Hi guys, welcome to the UX course. Now we are at module 6.2 where we are going to learn about keyboard assistive tech testing and navigation ability and usability for all the users and different type of users, and let's say a general user as a perspective. And let's do a quick recap before we jump into 6.2. What did we learn in 6.1? 6.1, we learned about WCAG guidelines with color contrast and web element. That is where you saw that WCAG has some guidelines in terms of using the color percentage and color contrast. The rating must be above 4.2 is to 1, and you have to use the percentage and use and brightness and contrast in a way that it passes the test. And you saw that we are using that same percentages in the application we are designing as an example, as a portfolio. And if you can always go to the website web application for WCAG, and you can test this out if you have any confusion in terms of color contrast and everything else. And also we understood about how indication and right naming convention of the text on a button or anywhere else that helps the user navigate properly, and also using the right icon and right object within certain element and certain places that could help the user navigate to the right place. So you saw we are using the right arrow on next, that is helping the user move into the next place. So in the second example, you see in terms of normal text, it fails 3.19 is to 1, but first one and second one, it gives the visibility of 5.49. And in the 3.19 is to 1, the text still looks good, but if you see it from far, it is not completely visible to all the users who have some eyes disability or low eyes disability. So we always need to make sure, maybe we can just go to the website, and if you have that much of experience, you can always see that what kind of contrast or darkness or hue separation can be used for right color, right foreground color and right background color, which can help us with good readability in the design. Readability is one of the most important factor when it comes to UI design and UX design. All right, so let's go and deep dive into the next chapter, which is 6.2, keyboard assistive tech testing and navigation and usability for all the users. So first of all, in keyboard movement, what happens when you go to a website? Are there different movements? Let's say if you do up and down, if you act from the keyboard and you touch up and down, is the website moving up? The page is moving up and down. That is important to check it out. Arrow left and right. If you are on a form, let's say if you are on a form, I'm not talking about the mobile application. I'm talking about the web application. By clicking right arrow, is it going to the right side, or is it not going to the next form? Or if you are clicking on the, if you're tapping on the left arrow, is it going to the left side or not? Also, if you are on a slider, is this arrow left and right from your keyboard, is it working or not? Home and end should obviously take you to the end of the page, and home should always take you to the top of the page. Whenever you are on a form, or whenever you have opened a pop-up, escape should always bring should exit that pop-up and can help you with getting back to the main page. Okay, when you are designing for something like an app for translation or app for chatting, are you using the mic accessibility feature or not? Or if you are using if you're designing something like chat gpt, let's see here for an example. So let's imagine for a moment you are on chat gpt. So in chat gpt you would always see, or any tool which is very international and which is recognized everywhere, you would see few options to type and also to dictate. So I can dictate a conversation here. Let's say, uh, tell me 10 interesting things about India, and how I can travel without restriction in India if I'm from Dubai. Let's go ahead and done. Still, it should, it should also, uh, it should also give an option with a voice note that if the user says I'm done chatting, it should allow the capture to happen. And so the action is not completely motivated here or completely created in terms of UI. You still have to come here and click back. But if you had a problem with typing on a keyboard, this could really help you generate the content by just speaking to it and tapping once. So it changes the whole perspective. You can just speak your voice and you can chat back. So you can also stop. You should be able to stop by voice command. Let's do one more time. uh, Translate it into German language. My name is Ranjan Patak and I want to visit Germany to expand my UI UX training centers, and I want to uh, find more German students who have some English knowledge. So I can just tap on it and see what it gives me. It gave me the text, and I can just tap on it and see it has already translated within that specific language. And I can also tell it, let's see if I can have that option. Can you uh, speak this? So currently ChatGPT does not have that feature to built-in voice output on desktop. But obviously, this could be really interesting. But let's go to translate.google and let's try to speak what we just said. That can really help us with this voice prompt technology in terms of accessibility. So you can use this to
Größte Demokratie der Welt. Indien veranstaltet die größten demokratischen Wahlen der Welt mit über 900 Millionen wahlberechtigten Bürgern. Sprachliche Vielfalt. In Indien gibt es 22 offizielle Sprachen und über 1600 Dialekte, die in verschiedenen Bundesstaaten gesprochen werden. Heimat von Yoga.
So applications like Translate Google are very good user experience example of voice accessibility and user experience accessibility by using voice command and any other command. So let's say if I'm trying to speak to someone, it also has a mobile application. If I'm trying to speak to someone in my own language and I want the Google to translate into a specific language, so I can select the language. Let's say I want my language to be converted into German. So I can just speak the language, uh, translate by voice. Okay. Hello. Let's see if it is catching or not. All right. I don't think it is able to catch. Okay. So I want this to be translated, but this is not catching. There is some issue with this. So this should already catch. So I can really do it through Chat GPT. That is not completely required right now. But you understand if you use this technology. Let's say if I go to English. Okay, so in English you have that option. So let's go ahead and see live how it works with the voice technology, voice accessibility technology, how it can help the user speak to they don't have to type a lot when they're on mobile, speak to it and then translate it into another language. All right, let's enable this. Hi, my name is Ranjan and I would like to go to Berlin from Stuttgart. What is the right way to reach there and what is the fastest way to reach there? All right.
Aktivieren Sie diese Option. Hallo, mein Name ist Ranjan und ich möchte von Stuttgart nach Berlin fahren. Wie komme ich am besten und schnellsten dorthin?
So you can see, how the technology can be used in term, not in just terms of keyboard shortcuts, but also different kind of accessibility, and it can help any user use technology to make their life simpler and easier, even if they are moving into different country or different Pacific. All right, let's go back to our slide. So we understood about accessibility mic, which can listen and welcome the user, and also language and English and regional. So that is what you saw as an example. I spoke in English and it translated in the German regional language. That can help the user navigate faster and uh, be on the easier side. I want to touch point again on the keyboard specific. So let's go ahead and see which applications. I would take an example of Gmail. Uh, Gmail is one of the best application when it comes to using keyboard shortcuts and keyboard technology for the user. It does two things. It makes it faster, and if somebody has, let's say, does not have all the fingers, and they want to use shortcuts to create activities within Gmail, that could really help them. So let's go ahead and go to setting. Let me first go here. All right, let's go to setting, and you can see all the key. All right, shortcuts. I want to see all the shortcuts. I I saw it somewhere. General theme of the chat. Saw it somewhere. Okay, shortcut. Yeah, you have to enable the shortcuts to be able to use it, and then also you can change the specific. So let's go ahead and go back and see what shortcuts are being used within Gmail. And I can just go and see what are all the keyboard shortcuts. So to open keyboard shortcut, you can most important part in Gmail, what you can use is compose. So if you're writing an email, you can use compose by clicking C. So it's not, and you can also change the shortcut. Let's say I want to use N for, all right. This should have been working. Compose in a tab. Okay, let's go back to regular Gmail and try these shortcuts. So I'm in a regular Gmail. If I press C, nothing is happening. Sometimes it happens. Okay, so it seems like it's working. Okay. Sometimes it might work. Sometimes it might does not work. So let's see D. So there is something wrong here. This has to be enabled. Let's see on advanced if this has been enabled. Keep custom keyboard shortcut has been enabled. Everything has been auto advanced. Let's enable that as well. Disable and then enable. All right. Let's see. So I know for R this will convert into reply. Maybe this Gmail is not working that fine. Let me go to my another Gmail account which uses the accessibility shortcut. So if I press on C, you would be able to see that it will create the compose element. And if I press escape, it will go back. And if I do D, it will create the compose in the next field. And if let's say if I'm on an email, if I press let's go ahead and find more shortcuts and see how it is working. So if I want if I want a new to delete something, I can just put previous and next message, look P and N. Let's go and do that. So let's say I want to go to next message. So there is no next message because this is the last message. And let's I go previous message. Okay, let's go back and see. Some of the things are working, some of the things are not working. Okay, so previous message is this one, new message is the top one. All right, let's see what more shortcuts we have. So if you want to reply, you have to just press S, R. So I want to reply here, I have to press R and it will automatically generate the reply option. And if I want to reply to all, let's say reply to all or reply in a new window, I can press just Shift R. Let's go to this and Shift R, which is capital R. Then I can reply to a new window. So that's how you can use keyboard shortcuts. So Gmail is one of the best example, but sometimes it may work, sometimes it is not working. Right now it is not working, but sometimes it works really good with all the other applications I use. And so whenever you're designing an application, you must follow the accessibility guidelines and you must create uh, things for keyboard accessibility as well. This is more advanced in terms of taking all the users into consideration. But this is one of the good example of good user experience when if you are using keyboard shortcuts and keyboard accessibility as well. Now let's see what we are going to learn in the next chapter. Now let's see in next chapter, which is 6.3, we will be learning user testing, feedback gathering and setting up and analyzing the test result. So we will create a document which will help us get all the feedback we get from clients or project manager and put it in a document. And also we will understand how to use Figma comment section to generate all the feedback and create a UI audit document and use it to go at one task at a time. We will also learn some agile method we use in project management to solve these kind of problems and work to get proper work on proper milestones to get to the result. Thank you. See you in the next chapter, which is 6.3.